Welcome back, and in this session we are going to finish his foot and start to add some of the finer details. So let's click on his leg, press spacebar, and just begin to observe the way the robot is standing. Now this image here that we have is already in the scene, so we don't have to add another image plane in here. But what I am going to do is press Ctrl D on the image plane, and let's bring it forward, and let's press E to rotate it. So in our side view, let's press spacebar, and we're going to rotate it so that we can try to get that leg. Now as you can see, I no longer can view my robot. It's because our image plane is clipping through that geometry. So let's press spacebar in our side view, and in our perspective we'll press W and move this guy a little bit beyond here. Alright, now we will, in our side view, take this and move it over. Okay, so let's press spacebar on our side view, and I'm just matching up the leg. Okay, so we have to make a few adjustments, and first adjustment is just to the calf muscle, I guess. So let's go to shading, and let's click on the X-ray. So we're close. Let's right mouse click and hold on the geometry, go to edge, and let's double click on this edge, and we can press R, scale it a little bit wider, press W, and move it over. Let's double click on the next one, let's move it over, and press R. Okay, and then let's take this guy, press W, let's push it back like that, and then this guy, what we're going to do is move it over just a little bit, and I want this vertex, or this edge, to be close to that line. And let me just draw something. Maybe it's a little faint for you to see, but there's actually a little bit of a roll right here on the leg, like it's kind of folded. So what we want to do, and let's turn on the wireframe when shaded, is with having this guy selected, this leg, we're going to right mouse click and hold, go to edge, double click on the bottom edge, hold, or press W, hold shift so that we can extrude, bring it straight down here like that, and then we are going to right mouse click and hold, go to vertex, and we're going to select the first few vertices here, press W, and then move it up, click on these guys, move it up there, click on that, move it up. Okay, and we're going to take this row of vertices and try to emulate that, or better yet, we will right mouse click and hold to go to object mode, mesh tools, insert edge loop tool, and we want to click right above, right on this vertical line, but right kind of here will form an edge or line. Okay, we'll press W, right mouse click and hold, vertex, and let's start off from the front of the foot and move it up so that this vertex matches that shape here. Okay, and then I'll move these guys down just a little bit to kind of follow the same distance. Now we will right mouse click and hold, go to face. Let's click on this face, hold shift, double click on that face, and we'll press Control E. Let's jump over into our perspective. Let's look at the foot. Okay. And now we'll drag it out like this. Okay. So that looks pretty nice. Let's right mouse click and hold, go to object mode. So the front of the foot looks like that. Now, I do believe that this edge is a little bit too narrow. So I'm going to right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and let's double click on this edge, press R, scale it to the right. There we go. And now if we press 3 on this geometry, this is what we get. So we will right mouse click and hold, go to object mode, and it's looking pretty good. Now at the top of this leg, you can see it's a really nice hard shape, and then it's also a very hard edge right there. So let's click on the leg and press 1. Let's right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and let's find the edge where they kind of turn into a different direction. This goes up, and then right at this edge we'll double click. Okay, and then that same thing here, we're going to double click, and so we'll hold shift, double click on this edge as well, hold shift, double click this edge, and now we're going to go to edit mesh, bevel, and with our bevel we will add 2 segments, and then when we right mouse click and hold, go to object mode, press 3, and then click off into the background, we have a nice sharper edge. Alright, that's looking really good. So let's wrap up this tutorial by working on the foot. Let's click on that geometry, press 1, so I'm in my perspective, as you should be as well. And we want to right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and let's click on this edge here, okay, on the inside, and we are going to press W. Let's jump into our side view by pressing spacebar, and I'll press spacebar to look through here. So what we want to do is hold shift, bring this straight down like that, okay, and we are going to right mouse click and hold, go to vertex, okay, and let's move this cluster of vertices to form an angle that is right there at the top of the foot. And we'll take that little one there. So we want to kind of match the same shape as that. Okay? And let's take this one and kind of get the same angle. Alright? So these edges here, let's turn off the X-ray. So shading X-ray. So that line we want to be at the top of the foot. This line we want to continue to extrude down. This line here will go this way. This edge here will go straight down. Straight down. So we'll continue to extrude it so that we get a really nice shape. Okay. So we'll press W. Let's click on the foot. Let's right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and we'll double click this edge here. We'll hold shift, bring it straight down, and we'll bring it to the bottom of the foot here, And then we will right mouse click and hold, go to vertex. Let's take these guys here and let's move them up. Let's take that selection of vertices and try to get it to match the same angle as this one here. And then this guy here, we can move him straight down like that. Okay. So actually, let's move this straight up. Oops, I'm sorry, we'll press Z to undo because I accidentally went backwards. And let's bring it up one more time. And then take these vertices and move them back just to form a little bit of a heel. Okay, right mouse click and hold, edge. Double click this edge, hold shift, bring it straight down. So now this is at the floor. We will right mouse click and hold, go to vertex, highlight these vertices, and let's pan, move them forward. So I'll just take these guys, move them forward here just a little bit. Take these ones here, and again get that same angle. Let's take this one here, bring it straight down so it matches this angle. And now we will right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and we are going to double click this edge again, but this time we want to deselect these edges here. So let's hold control, and you can see that my manipulator tool goes from the square to a minus square. So we're going to deselect, left mouse click and drag. So we are deselecting edges that we do not need. And then we're holding shift, left mouse click and drag. Let's move it forward. Now we can right mouse click and hold, go to vertex. Let's highlight these vertices here and get them to match that angle. Highlight these guys, bring it down, and I want to move these vertices a little bit closer. Okay, let's go to edge again, and let's press spacebar so we can look at it in our perspective. Let's press spacebar one more time. Okay, so the edges that we should have selected are this edge, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So you hold shift, 5, 6. Okay, so let's press spacebar again, jump back into side view, press spacebar. We're going to hold shift one last time, move it forward, and then we will right mouse click and hold, go to vertex, highlight these vertices, move them down, highlight those vertices and move them down, and there we go. There's his foot. So press spacebar. Let's press spacebar, go back into our perspective. Let's look underneath his foot. So we're going to close this off. So it's right mouse click and hold, go to object mode, click on his foot, press Control 1 to isolate it, and we can make the bottom of the foot a little bit more, and so we can round it off a little bit more, but I think we should be fine. Okay, so right mouse click and hold, go to edge, and we want to double click on the bottom edge so that you can see all of the edges that are selected. And then we're going to press Control E, we'll press R, and we'll scale it down like this. And let's scale it flat. Alright, let's make this first extrude a little bit closer to that edge. So we can click on these scales and scale them wider in that direction. Let's press Ctrl E one more time. Press R. Let's scale it down. Ctrl E one more time. Press R. Scale it down. And then we can go to Mesh, Fill Hole. So let's right mouse click and hold, go to Object Mode, press 3 on that foot, and voila. Press Ctrl 1, we have the arm complete, press 3, the hand complete, and now in the next tutorial we will focus on the little, I don't know what you want to call this, but I guess his talking device or a speaker, little channel buttons there. We'll also work on the negative shape for the mouth, which is going to be probably a booleans with a few duplicating shapes, duplicating the eyes, and then working on the antenna. So I will see you guys in the next tutorial, but before we do that, as always, we're going to save. So let's go to File, Save Scene As, and we are going to call this 7A Robot Foot. Okay, and then enter. So if at any time you got a little bit lost or behind, you can open up the robot foot and begin the next tutorial with us. See you in the next one.